Alright, I've got the right front nailed on with 2 nails. She's very sensitive. The coronary is busted open where the abscess came out. So we've got 2 nails in it now. She's standing on it. We need to let her adjust to that. So I'm going to trim on this left front a little bit and let her get used to the right front. A lot of foot here also, and a lot of flare. So it'll take a little work to get this down. We're not going to get real aggressive. She's been barefoot for quite a while. We're not going to do a whole lot in this sole. We're just going to define it a little bit, see where everything is at, see where our bars are at. Just clean the frog up a bit here and there. I love the loop knife for that purpose, the diamond loop knife. Take a little run with our nippers. I'm going to take mostly toe off this first run. And this wall is so thick on this foot, after I rasp it a little bit, I'm going to use my nippers to define where I'm going to rasp the outside of the foot to bring it back to. This is the bigger foot, like I talked about. This foot's been bearing a lot of weight, probably for a good week or 2. That's a lot of foot there, so I'm just going to take my nippers and define where I want to rasp that foot back to, rather than rasp on it in here. You can see it's already trying, Mother Nature's trying to break it off there. I'm going to come on around, do the same thing on this side. She has a bit of a toe crack exposed, and then a big flare here. So we see this flare here. I'm going to also take some of that off. Saves a little bit of rasping. And all we did was, by nipping that, was try to bring this foot back into perspective with all the flares that's going on. Do a little bit more rasping on here. I want to bring the heels back just a little bit more, but I don't want to make her too uncomfortable on that other foot. I'm looking at these points here, the high wide part of the frog. I'm pretty close. We can make up the difference in that in the shoe fit. You can really see that flare there. How much flare there is there. How much flare there is here. Let's see if we can get a little bit of that off. Looking at these flares here that I just showed you, we'll have that on still shots also. There's a big flare here, flattens out a bit here, and then a big flare there. We're going to take that off as much as we can. And I'm running this, I'm taking it down to where the end of this cut is that I made with the nippers. to make sure I'm all the way back to that line that I put on there with the nippers. And we'll look at our gaps here now. See how much better that looks. Still a little bit there. I'll look at it from the bottom of the foot before I take any more on that. Alright, let's look at this foot from the bottom now and see where I'm at. It's not bad. Centered up, I'm 2.5, 2.5. Got my heels back. So I'm just about ready to shape a shoe. We'll relieve that a little bit. And this seedy toe, we're going to pack this with that copper sulfate also. That little separation. When they go barefoot a lot like this, and you see these little voids like this, you're better off to pack it with something that has an antiseptic property than just leave it open like this. You just want to try to pack that. So if anything pushes up in there, it's the antiseptic cream.